significant and often dilemma occurs when many planets are occupying one house in the chart, and we need to determine their collective influence and also approach some kind of strategy to understand what's going on. When three planets are together, we have some challenge with the fourth. It becomes really difficult. So we say that one planet is alone, second is company, and three planets is the crowd. Configuration of four planets in one house, excluding the nodes, may create the Pravraja Yoga, which is a combination for spirituality, and this may really change the direction of one's life. If this configuration is happening in the Kendra, then we say that now is the time for the person to renounce. So this can create a real spiritual people. I have a friend from the straighter scene, and at that time he was totally not into spirituality, and I was telling him that from his chart it's seen that he will be involved in some serious spiritual tradition, and after a few years he joined the mystic path of Islam, and he even moved to Yemen for some time, and he married a person from that region, which was quite unlikely for the person with his background. So this Pravraja Yoga had a strong impact on his life. Encountering such complex chart may initially seem daunting, but with some time and experience it becomes more manageable, and I will share you 3 tips how to handle such cases. By the way, today we put a little bit the light at distance. My intention was to make it more contrasty, but I think this dynamic range and the highlight roll-off of these cameras is not really prepared for the effect I was going for. And we also addressed a few audio issues, so I hope this audio quality will be better than in the video before. Got some nice insights about audio levels and so on. So let's start with the tips. First tip I'm gonna give you, let's call this Peripherial Shake. It means that we are baking these planets into group based on their beneficence and maleficence. So there are planets which are Papa, Krura, or Shaumya or Shubha, so the malefic and benefics. There is also the order of beneficence for the samsara or material life, and also for the spiritual life. Here we are taking that Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Moon, then we go the Agni Grahas, and Sun, Mars, and Ketu, and at the end we have this Saturn and Rahu. So for example, if Jupiter and Rahu join, they will exchange the results. We can put them into the one category on one pair, they will form the yoga. This, however, you also need to implement the Avashta, Dipta di Avashta especially, which is the state of the planets, the strength of the planets. So for example, if you have exalted planet, then it will behave like the highest benefic. So if you have exalted and debilitated planet in this group, then they will again form yoga, they will exchange their results. For example, in my case, I have 4 planets in the 5th house: Sun, Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus. Saturn is exalted, Sun is debilitated, so Sun and Saturn will form the pair. For this, you need to know the strength of the planet. Sun gets exalted in Aries, debilitated in Libra. Moon gets exalted in Taurus and is debilitated in Scorpio. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, debilitated in Cancer. Always the debilitation is in the 7th house from the exaltation. Then we have Mercury, which is exalted in Virgo, debilitated in Pisces. Then we have the Jupiter, exalted in Cancer, debilitated in Capricorn. This is opposite to Mars. And then we have the Venus, exalted in Pisces, debilitated in Virgo. This is opposite to Mercury. Then we have a Saturn, exalted in the Libra, debilitated in the Aries. This is opposite to Sun. And we have then Rahu and Ketu. Rahu is exalted in Gemini, where Ketu is debilitated, and Rahu is debilitated in Sagittarius, where Ketu is exalted. So again, Rahu and Ketu, they are on the opposite. So we have those pair, Sun and Saturn, Jupiter and Mars, Mercury and Venus, and Rahu and Ketu. They are exchanging the signs of exaltation and debilitation. If you have 3 or 4 planets together in one house, then if you will put them into pairs and understand what the pair is doing, then it is very manageable. Now it is like 2 planets again in one house. You will understand what is the yoga based on the lordship level, Karaka level, and so on. So this is making the whole process very easy. Now let's go to the second step. Well, the second step means we are expanding the analysis to the other levels, which is making the whole interpretation much easier. In the recent video, we were talking about the difference between the astrology and Jyotisha. We are saying that Jyotisha is out of subjective, it's event-based, it's also using or employing the dasha, the varga, and the yogas. And also the other factor would be that we are not depending on one placement. We are always checking the other levels to be sure what's going on. And yesterday I was discussing with my Guru G.V. Larson about the Charakaraka doshas, or the soul blockages, and there were many in one chart and what to do about them. The next step was to see how the other parts of the chart, Lord and Karaka, how they are agreeing or disagreeing with that initial statement. Only after checking with other levels we are ready to provide some kind of predictions. Otherwise, these predictions based on the one level, which are quite popular because people like to have things which are very simple and detailed, which is impossible. These things can be very risky and there is plenty place for mistakes. For example, I may have 10th Lord badly placed in such yoga. So then we need to check how is the Mercury, how is the Amatya Karaka, how these planets are placed in the other charts. This system of assisting oneself with the other levels of the chart, it will also make the whole things very clear and you will get much better understanding how to interpret the yoga. The last thing is about using the Navamsha and the Vargas, and these tools are very free. But before going there, you can also make something free, which is pushing this video more into this viral sphere of the YouTube. So it means world to me if you hit the like button. If you like the presentations here on this channel, then subscribe for more videos like this. And now let's go back to the video. This idea of consulting Vargas, we were taught one methodology. For example, if we see all the planets which are aspecting Arudha Lagna, which are the options for our presence in the society, for our sector. Like if it's Mars, we can work in the IT. If it's Venus, we can work in entertainment. If it's Moon, we can work in food or medical sector. What if more planets are aspecting Arudas? Then it is hard to decide. We have many options and we want to have lesser options because only then we can give this variable advice that you should go this path and not the other one. So to exclude the options, we can consult the Navamsha and see how all of these planets are placed in the Navamsha, and by this method we can exclude many options, and then we can, for example, say, oh, only this entertainment industry would bring the best results for you. Again, if there are many planets in the Navamsha and the Dashamsa, then it means that many karmic influence are involved into this one project. So for example, if many planets are in the one house in the Dashamsa, then still you can help yourself or support yourself with the Navamsha or even Rashi then to understand what will be the difference between those many planets. For example, you may have many planets in the 7th house in the Dashamsa, which will show in the timing that you are involved in business, but some of these planets will be good or bad placed in the Navamsha. So then you will know that these actions are all into the business. You will be involved into business, but this will be good or will bring this effect. Also, you can see the Rashi, and these planets will bring that experience. So then to understand what's going on, you can consult the other Vargas and bring those differences. You have to agree with me that this method is very good for timing. And in fact, the timing is not very possible without the Vargas. We need the Varga to consult everything we will say about the timing, and especially if we want to do these predictions in time, then this rule is very valuable, because if we only have Rashi, then this exchanging of planets, this planet can give result of this, there are so many complex things and it's very hard to understand what's going on. So with the Vargas, the whole process is very easy. So lucky are those astrologers who have the access to the divisional charts. And the last thing, let's say this bonus point, the fourth one, would be let's just reconcile with the fact that this is the yoga. So we were saying that the difference between the astrology and Jyotisha is that we are not seeing the planet as a single positions, but we try to understand their relationship with the whole chart. So then we can just agree, yeah, that in this house there is something going on which is represented by the yoga of all these planets together. And it's very important to have first this meta view of the chart, of what is going on, not directly diving deep into these areas and those details analysis. Many astrologers, especially those who are influenced either by this Rahu or Virgo, or who are triggered by this impulsivity of this Mars, who is also making the mental filter quite narrow, they may be the victim of that analytical approach and lose this zoom out picture of what's going on. And if we lose that initial understanding of what's going on in the chart, where are those Panchanga doshas, where is the curse, where are those Pitr dosha or Sandhi dosha or Charakaraka problems, then it will be very hard to understand the dynamics of what is good or bad. And without that, it's very impossible to guide and say where he or she should go and assist with the choices in life. Like you may have some bad yogas in the chart, you may have 7th Lord badly placed or Venus badly placed, but these are only the matters. This doesn't show the events. If you have those matters, those point of references, then you can say which partner will influence which yoga. Will the bad yoga related to relationship will be triggered or activated by first or second or third relationship, or maybe all of them, or maybe none of them, or which activities from each those relationship will activate those bad yogas, or which dasha will bring those. Sometimes we have the bad chart, but the bad yogas in the chart are not coming in this lifetime, or they are coming very late, or they were already burned very early in life. I hope these tips will improve your analysis and will a little bit make you more courageous and more inspired to analyze those charts and not be frozen with fear. I hope you have 3 another new tools which will elevate your chart analysis to the next level. With that said, if you stayed till now, huge thanks for watching and being here with me on this channel. Please join our Discord community, there you can find the link below for one-on-one session. Please hit me up with the email here. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and if you're hungry for more videos like this, then please consider watching this.